A very good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Today we will be focusing on the north-central region of the country. But before we get into that, let's take a look at national headlines making the rounds at the moment. Ahead of the retirement of Justice Olukayode Ariwoola as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the National Judicial Council at its 106th meeting, presided over by the outgoing Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, held on the 14th and 15th of August 2024, has recommended Justice Kudirat Motumori Kekere Ekun to President Bola Tinubu for appointment as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. A statement signed by the Director of Information of the Supreme Court, Mr. Soji Oye, says the recommendation is imperative as Justice Olukayode Ariwoola will formally bow out of office as the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria on Thursday, the 22nd of August 2024. The statement adds that the Council also recommend 27 candidates for appointment as judges of state courts and a candidate for appointment as Qadi of the Sharia Court of the FCT Abuja to their various state governors and President Tinubu. The president says it's aware of the various failed attempts by Chinese company Zhongshan Fueng Industrial Investments Company Limited to take over offshore assets of the federal government of Nigeria through subterfuge. According to a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the federal government is not under any contractual obligation with the company. The statement says the case in which Zhongshan is trying to use unorthodox means to strip Nigeria of its offshore assets is between the company and the Ogun State government, and the FG is fully aware of efforts being made by the Ogun State government to reach an amicable resolution to the matter. According to the statement, Zhongshan has no solid ground to demand restitution from the Ogun State government based on the facts regarding the 2007 contract between the company and the state government to manage a free trade zone. When the contract with Ogun State was revoked in 2015, the company had only erected a perimeter fence on the land earmarked for a free trade zone, while the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice are working with the Ogun State government on an amicable resolution. Zhongshan obtained 2 orders from the Judicial Court of Paris dated March 7, 2024 and August 12, 2024, without any notice being duly served on the federal government of Nigeria and Ogun State government. The federal government says it's convinced the Chinese company misled the Judicial Court of Paris regarding the use and nature of the assets it seeks to attach and did not fully disclose to the court as required by law. The government is reassuring Nigerians that the federal government is working with the Ogun State government to discharge this frivolous order in Paris immediately, as it also gives assurances to always work to protect national assets from predators and Shylocks who masquerade as investors. Meanwhile, the Ogun State government has confirmed the recent seizure of 3 Nigerian government presidential aircrafts by a French court. In a statement on Thursday signed by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Strategy, Kayode Akinmade, the state government condemned the development as a new tactic by the Chinese company to seize Nigerian assets in foreign jurisdictions, noting that past efforts had continually failed. The French court grounded the jets due to a contract dispute between the Ogun State government and Zhongshan, a Chinese company that had entered into an agreement with the state government. We kick off in Plateau State, where the government has fully lifted the curfew imposed on Jos Burku metropolis, following the peaceful conduct of residents and an improvement in the security situation. In a release signed by Director of Press and Public Affairs, Gyang Bere, the governor, after a thorough consultation with security agencies, decided to lift the curfew, which will allow citizens to resume their economic and lawful activities while maintaining public order. Governor Muftuang expressed gratitude to the citizens for their steadfast patriotism and cooperation during the challenging period and assured them of his unwavering commitment to their well-being. The governor also commended the security personnel for their dedication and effective enforcement of the curfew and called for continued collaboration between residents and security agencies in ensuring the safety of lives and property across the state. Security agencies in Plateau State have been strengthened with customized motorcycles to enhance operational efficiency in combating security challenges, especially in areas of difficult terrain. Governor Caleb Mutfwang, during the handing over of the motorcycles in Jos, restated government's commitment in addressing insecurity with the procurement of the motorcycles alongside huge investments in technology that has the capacity to monitor all nooks and crannies of the state.
In a bid to tackle the persistent security challenges in Plateau State, various security agencies have been equipped with customized motorcycles designed to navigate the state's rugged terrain. Governor Caleb Mutfwang, who oversaw the distribution, emphasized the significance of investing in robust security equipment to ensure the safety of lives and property. He handed over the motorcycles to the security agencies, highlighting the need for such support to enhance operational efficiency.
In the last 2 months, we have made some significant strides in trying to ensure that we fish out the hiding places, the entry points of these criminals into Plateau State. And for that reason, we have made massive investments, particularly in technology. When we are going to unveil the technological center, you will know. But at the moment, we have sufficient capacity to monitor every nook and cranny of Plateau State.
Secretary to the Government of Plateau State, Samuel Judicial, detailed the allocation process, ensuring that each agency receives their designated equipment for effective distribution.
30 of the motorcycles are going to the military, 130 raincoats, 130 rain boots to the military. The Nigerian Police Force will have 5 motorcycles, 130 rain boots, 130 raincoats. NSCDC will have 30 motorcycles, 60 raincoats, 60 rain boots. The DSS has 5 motorcycles, 20 raincoats, and 20 rain boots. Operation Rainbow will have 5 motorcycles, 50 raincoats, 50 rain boots.
In response, Commandant Alexander Barundi of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Plateau State Command, assured of the agency's dedication to providing comprehensive security across the state.
This motorcycle, so in view of this, we are going to improve more by making sure that we provide security in safeguarding the lives and property. And also, as we are fully aware that Plateau is an area that cars or either operational vehicles cannot go. With the provision of these motorcycles, at least farmers will go to their farms and come back home successfully.
The distribution of customized motorcycles and additional security gear is expected to significantly enhance the ability of security agencies to respond promptly to incidents, especially the vulnerable communities within the central and northern zones of Plateau State.
As part of efforts to stem the tide of incessant land encroachments being encountered by tertiary institutions by different communities in Kwara State, the government has urged the commencement of commercial farming of the perimeter of the schools. The State Commissioner of Tertiary Institutions, Dr. Mary Arinde, gave the advice during the harvesting of 20 hectares of cassava and maize by Kwara State Polytechnic, Ilorin.
The management of Kwara State Polytechnic has been engaged in ongoing disputes with local communities of the ownership of the land on which the institution is situated, with significant portions of the land already encroached upon.
I, therefore, appeal to the government, Alumni Association of the Polytechnic, and philanthropists to come to the aid of the institution in constructing a perimeter fence around the Polytechnic campus.
After numerous meetings with stakeholders, a resolution was reached. To prevent further encroachments, the institution has commenced commercial farming on the remaining land. The time has now come for the harvest of the 20 hectares of land.
What led to this idea is to find a way of discouraging or curbing encroachments, utilizing the vacant land for agricultural purposes so that we can make food available and affordable to the Polytechnic community, surrounding community, and the state at large.
The Commissioner for Tertiary Institutions representative who toured the farm and inspected the harvested products commended Kwara Poly's initiative and encouraged other institutions to follow suit.
This idea of using the virgin land to farm is a welcome idea, and I know by the time the institution heads have their next meeting, this issue will be raised there. It's a very good initiative. I was telling him that they should start at the outskirts and leave the inner side so that they will know they have circumferenced every parcel of land that belongs to the college.
Despite initial resistance from land encroachers, the school successfully harvested 180 tons of produce with plans to improve future yields.
Initially, we had this land contention with the villagers. They were bent on not do this farming work. But thanks to our amiable rector, he called a meeting comprising of the villagers and the Polytechnic community, management, and we dialogued together on a peace talk.
The final message from the state government to other tertiary institutions is to initiate farming projects on their perimeters to deter intruders and prevent land grabbing.
The Kogi state government has assured rural dwellers of massive community projects that will reduce poverty, hunger, and encourage self-reliance among the people. The General Manager, Kogi State Community and Social Development Agency, Mr. Momo Dauda, stated this during the training of community and group project management communities in Okene local government area of the state. According to him, all the projects that will be executed in rural areas of the state are those having direct impact on the lives of the locals, and he appreciated the state governor, Usman Ododo, for the funding of the program.
Members of the Community Project Management Committees representing 7 communities in Kogi State gather here in Okene for training on community project implementation and financial management. This training aims to provide committee members with a comprehensive understanding of the project implementation process. Each community has identified its needs, and approximately 80 communities are slated to benefit from the project under the Nigeria Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus (NG Cares) program.
This is the last batch of training for about 80 communities. 40 communities have already been trained and implementation are ongoing. 16 communities were trained last week in our office, and the 22 communities thereabout, we are going to train them this week in Okene. All these projects, by special grace of God, will commence and end by September.
The former board chairman of the agency, Raphael Okomada, who declares the training open, urges participants to uphold the trust placed in them by their communities, noting that betrayal could have long-term consequences.
In a community of thousands of people, that you are one of the people that is recommended to be a member of the CPMC. It shows that the community has a lot of trust and believe in you. And trust is a heavy load that needs to be guarded jealously.
Meanwhile, chairman of the Okehi Local Government Traditional Council, the traditional ruler of Ihima, Chief Ahmed Abdurrahim, encourages participants to act with integrity during the execution of the projects in their communities.
Ihima is quite a large community made up of 3 sub-districts, and I can tell you Kogi State Community and Social Development Agency has contributed immensely to our social and development needs. Despite the paucity of funds at all tiers of government, the agency's success is most formidable.
This is echoed by community leader Kashib Mahmood, whose charge to participants is to display a high level of discipline during the training.
I want to appeal that we will listen attentively. And to start from me, if you see me leaving this or where I'm asked to sit, it is either I go to use myself, I will not leave my seat. What we are here for is a serious business. And whatever we learn here, we'll go back to our home to replicate. That is what will help the community.
1.6 billion naira will be allocated to the 80 projects with funds released by the state government. These projects are intended to have significant impact on the living standards of rural communities.
Welcome back. Let's bring you updates on the work the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission is doing in member states, especially social welfare projects, including but not limited to erosion control and mitigation of flooding. Okay, now we're being joined on the program by the Managing Director of Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, Mr. Abubakar Yelwal. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
So, we'd just like you to give us an update on the various projects being carried out by the Hyperdeck in member states currently.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. The Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission was signed into law in 2010, but became effective in January 2021.
I'm with you, sir.
Following the coming into activities of the Commission, we have been able to impact on the lives of our communities. The communities of Niger State, Kogi State, Benue State, Plateau State, Kogi State, and Kwara State. That is before the signing into law of the Electricity Act 2023. But with the signing into law of Electricity Act 2023, the following 4 states have also joined the Commission. And these are Kaduna, Nasarawa, Gombe, and Taraba states. Membership of the Commission is derived as a result of communities that are neighboring the hydropower producing dams or the rivers that contribute in providing the dams with enough water for power generation. Since the Commission's inception, we have been able to impact on the lives of the communities in the following areas. We have addressed water works in Niger State. Just last week, we were able to commission the new Busa water works. This was a project that had been abandoned for over 30 years. And we spent about 2.1 billion naira to bring back to life the water works. We have constructed over 125 classrooms, a block of 3 classrooms in the communities. We have 55 local government that make up the communities. And we were able to construct 190 houses as a result of our intervention in the resettlement drive of the Commission. Even though there are still many more going on, we still have about 150 going on. We have decided to embark on this because of the communities that are forced to leave their dwellings so that they can have better places to move into. In the area of flood control, we have constructed the Kotonkarfi flood control, where we at the cost of 420 million naira, and we have also constructed the Ide channel in Makurdi Benue State at a cost of 1.2 billion naira. Just last week, we commissioned the Koton-Karfi channelization in order to address the serious environmental challenges forced by that, and it cost us 640 million naira to construct. We have also constructed and completed and commissioned and handed over to Plateau State government the mobile police base in Barikiladi, Plateau State, in order to help the state government in addressing security challenges the communities usually face. And the mobile police barrack was constructed at a cost of 344 million naira. In order to support the communities, we bought over 2,000 motorcycles to distribute to the local vigilantes because of the incessant harassment.
Okay, sir. Sorry to interject.
Yes.
Sorry to interject. Now, you mentioned the new Busa water works, and you said a certain amount of money was spent on this project. Now, why was the project abandoned in the first place?
Well, I think that is one of the major reasons why the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission was established, because the communities have realized that the communities, the federal government has realized that the communities are not getting the adequate support they deserve, despite the fact that they are hosting the critical infrastructure of the federal government, and that funding was the problem to the major stakeholders like the state governments. But when we came in, we realized that it is an unacceptable situation. It is not something that we should allow to continue. And it is not only New Busa. There is also one going on in the Yauri, which is the capital of Yauri local government. You can see that there is a synergy between New Busa and Yauri, because these are major towns that were displaced as a result of the construction of Kanji Dam. And so many promises were made to the communities for better life, for economic development, for improvement in their agricultural activities. But you can see that these major towns, the communities live without water for over 20 to 30 years. And but with the coming of Hyperdeck, we have interjected, we have commissioned New Busa, and we are now on Yauri, and things being equal, in the next 50 days maximum, we should be able to commission Yauri. It's about 1.8 to 1.9 billion naira also.
Okay.
So this is one of the benefits of creating agencies of this nature, because they address the critical challenges faced by those communities head on.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We've been joined by the Managing Director of the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, Mr. Abubakar Yewa. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
So, sorry, I want to quickly tell you that we have also realized the youth of these states are facing serious problem of unemployment. So we decided to train 5,000 of these youths and arrange to give them starter packs worth about 2 billion naira. We are commissioning that project in the next few weeks, God willing. Thank you for this opportunity given to me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. And that's it on Newsroom series for today. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Stay safe.